We've received reports that the Orcs are regrouping.
Certainly the recent attacks against the internment camps are evidence enough.
Agreed. The Horde is on the move.
This is absurd. My nation will not stand by and watch as the Horde masses on our very doorstep.
The Orcs are not our primary concern here. How many times must I repeat myself? King Tyrannus, you must heed my warning. This plague that has gripped the Northlands could have dire ramifications.
Plague? You wizards are just being paranoid.
Let's keep all this in perspective. Even if this plague does pose a threat to us, what are you proposing that we do?
It is simple. As I have said, the Kirin Tor are already prepared to place the villages under strict quarantine.
I will not institute quarantine without proof of your claims, Ambassador. The people of Lordaeron have suffered enough without becoming prisoners in their own lands.
Yet prisoners they are, good king.
What is the meaning of this? Who are you?
Humanity is in peril. The tides of darkness have come again, and the whole world is poised upon the brink of war.
Enough of this! Guards, remove this bandit!
Hear me! The only hope for your people is to travel west, to the forgotten lands of Kalimdor.
Travel west? Are you mad?
Hold, Ambassador. I don't know who you are or what you believe, but this is not the time for wrangling prophets. Our lands are beset by conflict, but it shall be we who decide how best to protect our people, not you. Now, be gone!
I failed humanity once before, and I will not do so again. If you cannot take up this cup, then I shall find another who will. The warning has been given. Their fate is now their own.
Welcome, Prince Arthas. The men and I are honored by your presence.
Can the formalities, Uther. I'm not king yet. It's good to see you.
You too, lad. I'm pleased that King Tyrannus sent you to help me.
Father still hopes your patience and experience might rub off on him.
It is a father's right to dream, isn't it?
Look, here's where we stand. Our scouts have confirmed that there is an Orc encampment hidden somewhere over the next ridge.
As I suspected.
It gets worse. They're preparing to attack the nearby village of Strahnbrad. As far as we know, the village is completely defenseless.
I need to move against the Orcs base immediately. Can you handle Strahnbrad's defense on your own?
Of course, Uther. Don't worry about me.
Good. Meet me at the Orc camp once you've saved the village. Be careful, Arthas.
Is there danger? I'm here to help. Of course. A sound plan. For honor. Certainly. A sound plan. For honor. Of course. Certainly. Of course. Certainly. For honor. A sound plan.
Betrayer of the light.
Foul knave. For honor. Certainly. Of course. A sound plan. A sound plan. Certainly. Of course. For honor. A sound plan. For honor. Justice
Greetings,
shall
friend.
be done. Of course. Certainly. Of course. The light is my strength. Certainly.
Greetings, my lord.
I stand for the light. For honor. A sound plan. A sound plan. For honor. Of course.
Welcome to our village.
Certainly. Certainly. Of course. A sound plan. For honor. A sound plan. I stand for the light. Of course. Certainly. For honor. Certainly. For honor. Is there danger? Of course. A
We'll
sound...
fight for Lordaeron! Get your swords!
A sound plan. For honor. Of course. Certainly.
Please, you're my only hope. A group of Gnolls kidnapped my little Timmy and took him to their hideout in the forest. Could you find him and bring him home?
Certainly. For honor. A sound plan. For honor. Certainly. Justice shall be done.
Help! Help me, please! I'm trapped in the cage!
Of course. For honor.
Please get me out of here. I want to go home.
Certainly. A sound plan.
Oh, thanks so much. I have a reward for you.
Is there danger? For honor.
Yes, my lady. Say the word.
I'm here to help.
Justice has come. Orders? Of course. Let me at him. Aye, my lord. Right. What do you need? On my way.
The light is my strength. Of course. For honor. Certainly. A sound plan. Of course. Certainly. Of course. For honor. A sound plan. Certainly. Of course. A sound plan.
You are past redemption.
Justice shall be done. For honor. Of course. For honor. Certainly. A sound plan. I stand for the light. Of course. Certainly. A sound plan. For honor. Of course. Certainly.
Save us!
Get him! It's a trap!
Take everything, man. Take all the valuables.
A sound.
Yes, my lady. On my way. I'm...
I stand for the light. The light. Of course. Certainly. For honor. Is there danger? A sound plan.
Say the word. Orders?
I'm here to help. Certainly.
Help! Bandits are stealing our belongings!
We'll take their coin just like everyone else's.
Those bandits stole my ledger. Without it, I will lose my entire farm. Please, retrieve it from their camp. It would mean so much to us.
For honor. Of course.
Feel my wrath.
Justice shall be done. Certainly. Of course. Certainly. For honor. A sound plan. Certainly. For honor. A sound plan. Of course. Certainly. For honor. A sound plan. Of course. Of course.
Say your prayers!
For honor. A sound plan. Certainly. Of course. For honor. Is there danger?
Yes, my
I'm here to help. A sound plan. A sound plan. Of course. Certainly. For honor. Certainly. A sound plan. Of course. For honor. Of course. A sound plan. Certainly. For honor.
Thank you for helping me. Please, take this item.
A sound plan. Of course. Certainly. For honor. For honor. Certainly. A sound plan. Of course. A sound plan. The attack has already begun. To arms, my brothers!
You need. Attack!
I stand for the light.
Say the word. Attack!
The light is my strength. Certainly. Of course. For honor. For honor. Certainly. Of course. I stand for the light. A sound plan. Of course. Certainly. For honor. Justice shall be done. A sound plan. Of course. For honor. Certainly. A sound plan. A sound plan. Of course.
Feel my wrath. Yes, my liege.
I'm here to help. For honor.
Orders? Let me at him! To arms!
Is there danger? Certainly. For honor. A sound plan. Of course. Certainly. Certainly. Is there danger? The light is my strength. For honor. A sound plan. Of course. A sound plan. For honor. Certainly. Of course.
What do you need? Right. Attack!
I stand for the light. Justice shall be done. A sound plan. Certainly. Of course. For honor. A sound plan. For honor. Certainly. Of course. For honor. Of course. I'm here to help. Certainly.
All these wretches off with the rest of them. Move them out!
A sound plan. A sound plan. For honor. Of course.
Betrayer of the light.
Certainly.
Say the word.
Light is my strength. I stand for the light. A sound plan.
Yes, my liege.
Justice shall be done. For honor. Certainly. Of course. Certainly. Of course. A sound plan. For honor. Of course. Certainly. For honor. A sound plan. A sound plan. Certainly.
Say the word. Of course.
Is there danger?
Orders? Of course.
I'm here to help. I stand for the light.
What do you need? On my way. Right.
I'm here to help. Of course.
What do you need? Aye, my lord.
Justice shall be done.
Yes, my liege. Let me at him.
The light is my strength. For honor, certainly.
Bless you, Prince Arthas.
But what about the others who were taken away?
Don't worry, son. We'll find them and bring them home safe.
Prince Arthas,
Lord Uther needs you at the Orc encampment immediately. Never a dull moment. Let's get moving.